we are a dynamic award-winning firm specializing in a range of legal services, including family law, matrimonial law, immigration, dispute resolution, Ghanaian customary and family law. At BWF, our solicitors are pleased to offer high-quality legal representation at competitive rates. Our senior partner, Bernardo Wusu, has over 29 years' experience as a lawyer in the UK. BWF solicitors provide independent and practical legal assistance for all kinds of family matters, such as childcare, contested and uncontested divorce, and injunctions for domestic violence. Our childcare and family team appreciate the issues facing you in this difficult time, which is why we offer confidential advice delivered in a sensitive manner. Our senior partner is an accredited member of the Law Society Family Law Accreditation Panel, which guarantees expert representation in all family and matrimonial cases. Are you seeking advice on immigration-related matters? At BWF Solicitors, our immigration team are experts in dealing with everything from general immigration to complex immigration work permits, arranging student visas, as well as entry clearance visas, family visas, and appeals. Our senior partner is an accredited member of the Law Society Immigration Accreditation Panel, which guarantees expert representation. Our office is open from 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday to Friday, and on Saturdays by appointment only from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We are located at 4th floor Anna House, 214 to 218 Tottenham High Road, London, N15 4NP, just a short walk from Seven Sisters Underground. Our senior partner, Bernardo Wusu, is also a qualified barrister and a member of the Ghana Bar Association. He has acted as an expert in court cases involving aspects of Ghanaian law. He has also advised local authorities, the official solicitor's office, and other solicitors on the intricacies of Ghanaian law, and is a regular contributor on the radio and TV on matters concerning Ghanaian law. Victon Estates provides professional and reliable service to landlords, investors, and tenants. Our mission is to ethically and honestly serve our clients. We won't make promises we cannot keep, rather. We present a clear picture of the reality we can offer. We are here to help you with long and short-term let, property management, cash buyers for quick sales, stop repossession, and mortgage arrears. For all your property needs, look no further. Visit us at www.victonestates.co.uk or call us on 07448619711. Victon Estates, your property is our pride. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome to today's show. Hanging out with BWF Solicitors. I hope you are all keeping well. The weather is lovely, if I should say. Today is also another day that we've got a different topic, a topic we've never treated before. And I believe that you will, as usual, learn a lot from what we are going to discuss today. With me today, as usual, is Mrs. Eunice Achampong, partner at BWF Solicitors. And before I introduce her, may I say that this program is proudly sponsored by BWF Solicitors, Victon Estates Limited, and Eagle Heights International School. If you want to contribute to this program, you can do so live on all our social media handles at Heritage TV and BWF Solicitors. As we are streaming live on Facebook, you can please send in your questions and all your comments. If you prefer to call me live, during the show, you can do so on the number 0744 8619 711. The number again is 0744 8619 711. I believe that a lot of people are going to contribute and ask questions. That's what we are here for.
Right. Without wasting much time, let me quickly welcome Lawyer Eunice Achampo. Hello, Lawyer Eunice.
Hi, Vicky. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. And you? How was your week?
By God's grace, um, how do I even put it? We are keeping on.
Yeah. I know. During the week, I tried contacting you, and I realized that it took a while. Then I got this message from you saying, Vicky, my apologies. I'm trying to sort out so many things. But then again, I was so excited that you were able to at least, get back
Yeah.
to me and explain the reason for the delay. So I just went like, what, Laura, just take your time. It's nothing urgent. But finally, we were able to have a chat at the end of the day. So I
Yeah.
know that your job entails a lot and you are always busy. But, on Saturday, you come smiling.
Of course. And when you have kids
Right.
that are always up and about,
Yes.
they keep you smiling and they keep you going.
I know. I know. Right, like Eunice, have you got any updates for us for the week?
Oh yes. So as it is the case that the UK has decided to now put um us into different categories in terms of our travel. So we no longer have like the amber and the green list. We have just the red list and the rest of the world. And so that's a good thing for those of us who want to travel and not have to quarantine or isolate ourselves for a period of time
Yeah.
before we have to go back to work. So that is great news. It means that things are moving forward. And you have countries that were previously on the red list, such as India or um, any of the Asian countries who decided that, do you know what, they'll take part in the vaccination. They are vaccinating a lot of their population. And of course, we have different vaccines that are being administered at the moment. I went for Pfizer. I know others that went for AstraZeneca, and there were others that went for Moderna as well. And then there's a fourth one called Janssen. And so, of course, you have all these categories of vaccinations that are going round, and it's good that the developed world is also sending these vaccines to the developing world, as they call it. And so they are trying as much as possible to reach that global vaccination. And so, at least once it's all gone round and most people are being vaccinated, that would mean that, of course, we can easily travel and come back to work as usual without having to isolate. And I think there are very, very, very few countries on the red list now. I think countries like Colombia and I think Venezuela, mostly Southern American countries that are currently on the red list. There will not be more than 10 countries on that red list at the moment. So that is good news for most people who are traveling around and would want to go straight back into school or go straight back into work when they get back as well. So if you have received your double vaccination and you are traveling, just travel with your they call it the certificate. If you have your certificate that shows that you've been vaccinated um, twice, or there's a Johnson vaccination that is just the one dose, go on your travels, go on your trips, but carry your vaccination certificate with you so that when you return, you are cleared, and of course, you wouldn't have to quarantine or take any test when you return. So that is great news for those of us who are looking to travel. And as always, I think that, of course, we also know that the um, rules have changed for those of us who have family within the EU who would want to come and visit, or even if you are in the UK as an EU national or an EU national family member and you travel outside of the UK, of course, we now know that you cannot travel with just your ID card. You have to use your passport.
Yeah.
So it's important that you have your passport with you. And of course, if you're a family member who lives in the UK, then you should have applied to the EU settlement scheme. And of course, you should be able to show that you've applied to the EU settlement scheme and you have been granted either settled status or pre settled status. And the document with which you made the application will be the document that they'll be looking out for on your return to the UK as well. Of course, if you no longer have, let's say, the biometric card in which you use for the application because you've now got a new biometric card, they will still be able to track your reference number to show that, of course, you've been able to apply to the EU settlement scheme and you have been granted pre-settled status or settled status to remain in the UK. And then, of course, we have those that will have EA family permits that would want to come as family members, and they too would be able to travel with their EA family permits once they arrive in the UK. They shouldn't have any issues whatsoever. And of course, in terms of our HGV drivers, of course, they're still taking applications. And so those who are within the EU and would like to obviously help us out. I'm not broadcasting for any HGV drivers, but I'm just saying that they've made the applications available, and it's a simple form on the doc.uk website. And once it has been completed and sent off, of course, then they can have that period of up to February, apparently, for next year to do what they have to do and then return. So these are the few updates that I have, and hopefully, as the week goes on, we'll have some more as well.
No, Ines, today's topic, step-by-step approach to apply for a sponsorship license as an employer or business.
Yes.
I mean, I should ask, what about this topic? Most of the time, our topics are usually based, connected to immigration.
Yes.
But I think with today's topic, it's mainly focusing on the,
employer,
businesses.
yes, or business. So, as you would know, we all know that from the 1st of January this year, the government introduced our immigration points-based system. And so we don't have free movement as we used to. And so, of course, they have to be able to attract different skills based from around the world. And so the whole point is that if I am an employer and I'm looking for somebody who can work for my business and I've advertised my role and I cannot find anybody in the UK who is suitable for that role, then of course that would mean that I will have to go outside of the UK to attract other people who can come and work for me. And so the whole point is to make the whole process attractive. And in the government's guidance that they issued in August just this year, they want to make the approach very concise and quick so that those that are wanting to apply as businesses or as employers can easily put in the application and have a decision within 8 weeks. They want to release that inflexibility where they have strict guidelines and they're saying, well, you have to be able to meet this job market rate, and you are having to make sure that everything is done to a T. So they are trying as much as possible to attract employers as well as businesses to apply for these licenses in order that they can also attract the right kind of skilled based employees to be able to come and work for the UK economy. So the topic is to help our employers. So those that have businesses um, look at scenarios where they can also benefit. So not only are they bringing somebody in who they would have to pay a salary to, but they would also be benefiting from this whole, should I say, experience. And so it's a good way to have a win-win situation through and through. And so, of course, today's topic is mainly looking at how to apply for this sponsorship license so that they can also attract people from outside the UK to come and work for the UK economy.
Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, if you just joined us, this is the BWF Legal Hour with Mrs. Eunice Achampo, partner of BWF Solicitors. Today's topic is step-by-step approach to apply for a sponsorship license as an employer or business. If you'd like to ask any questions or contribute to the program, you can do so on all our social media handles at Heritage TV and BWF Solicitors Facebook page. I'll be able to pick up all those questions and then pass it on to Lawyer Eunice to answer those questions. If you would prefer to call me live at the studio, you can do so by calling this number 0744 8619 711. The number again is 0744 8619 711. Right, Lawyer Eunice, what does it mean for a business or employer to register for a sponsorship license?
So, when you say you want a sponsorship license, you're mainly looking at the fact that probably let's say you have your own restaurant and you have like a Michelin star. So those restaurants that are very great in not just the food and the atmosphere and everything, they usually get those Michelin star. And so if you're saying that you're a business and you want to attract an employee or some person to fill that vacant role outside of the UK, there are certain should I say, requirements that have to be met. And that includes the fact that as a business, you should be offering a job which is part of what we call the eligible occupation. So the job that you are offering out should be on the government's list of eligible occupations. And so, of course, if you're saying that you want to hire or employ a chef or a sous chef from outside the UK who is well versed in a certain kind of dish or meal, then of course you should make sure that that role is within that government's eligible occupation um, um, coding, because every eligible job has a code. And then you also have the fact that they would have to show that none of the employees or the employer himself is not somebody who is under immigration checks. So they themselves currently are people who have no immigration issues whatsoever. They don't have any criminal records whatsoever. It is based on the fact that they are legit and everything is sure. And then also the fact that as much as possible, they should be able to at least show that they have certain systems in place to be able to manage the day-to-day activities of employing their staff of also contacting the UKVI, which is the UK Visa Immigration Services, in regards to anybody they would sponsor. And of course, if you are sponsoring somebody, you should be able to make sure that that person themselves meets the government's eligibility requirements. So, of course, that is a separate issue in itself. And so you should be able to have those roles where they will manage all of these other things as well, and to make sure that the employees that you are hiring will be paid the right salary, because there is a threshold in terms of the salary they should be paid, and they should be able to comply with whatever conditions come with the sponsorship license. And so if you are responsible for giving an employee a certificate of sponsorship, which will have within it their reference number, the terms of their contract, the role they are applying for or will be getting when they come to the UK, their salary level, the number of years their contract is for, it will have all of these things. And so, of course, as an employer, you should be able to make sure that you will have all of these systems in place to be able to deal with the aftermath or with the whole application process if an employee is being brought from outside of the UK. And so it's not just about the money that you will be paying the person, but as of when you employ that person, there is something called an immigration skills charge. It's like a license charge. And depending on whether your business is a small business or a large business, you will have to be paying that immigration skills charge for every 12 months, which is the first 12 months and then 6 months subsequently to the 12 months that they have given the license for. And so if I employ somebody and I give them a 3-year contract, then it means I have to pay for the first year, then every 6 months after that until that person's contract ends. And so that's what the immigration skills charge is about. So there are quite obviously a few things that the businesses need to know. So if you're a small business, you can still register as long as the job that you are offering are suitable jobs, eligible jobs that are under the government's eligible occupations list. And then you should also be mindful of the fact that there will be checks done on individuals who are within your managing systems. And so if you have any immigration issues, please, 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 there will be checks done. If you are currently in breach of any immigration laws within the last 12 months, they will, of course, look at that as well. And so you shouldn't be in breach of any immigration laws, and you should definitely not be bankrupt. And obviously, you should not have committed any such offenses, such as fraud or money laundering or any of that sort. So they will have the proper checks done. And as long as you have the managing systems in place to be able to deal with employees and when they have their licenses and when you can give a certificate of sponsorship, I think a business will be good to go. And not many people realize that they don't really need much. All they need is to show that the job they're offering is going to be one of those jobs that they can sponsor a person from outside the UK.
Okay. All right. Laura Eunice, is there any other costs involved?
So in terms of cost, of course, when you're making the application, there will be an application fee. So I was explaining before that there are small businesses and there are large or medium-sized businesses. So they have different costs in terms of the businesses. And so when I say small business, usually a company which has 50 employees or less is a small business, or a company which has a turnover of at least 10 million or less is a small business, or they have total assets totaling to about 5.1 million or less, that is a small business.
All right.
Obviously, a larger business will have more turnover, will have more total assets. And so, if you're a smaller business, when you make the application, you would usually have to show that at least that business is a small business. So usually your accountants will be the best people to tell you whether your business is a small business or a large business. So of course your accountants will be the best people to find out whether you are a small business or a large business. If you are paying the application fee for a small business, it's about £536 for the application. If you're a large business and you make the application, you'll be paying about £1,457 thereabouts. If you complete the application, you'll be paying for the license itself, which is about £199. And then after paying for the license itself, like I said, once you sponsor that person, you should know that you will have to pay that person a salary. So depending depending on the threshold which the government has said you should be paying that person who is applying for that skilled job, then of course you should be looking at the job market rate as well. And there are certain types of jobs where you can pay the person at a reduced level than what they would be offered if they were in the real job market. So yes, you will have to pay that person a good salary and also pay for that immigration skills charge as well, which is every should I say 6 months after the first 12 months. So yes, there are costs involved, but I think that if you look at what the benefit will be for those that are coming in to also help push the business forward, it shouldn't be too much of a great deal to push the monies up. So it's fine that we have those costs as well.
Okay. Right. Kobe just sent us a question. He says, I'm trying to, oh, sorry. I have been trying to apply for a license, but I'm not sure the type of license to apply for. I run a car mechanic business. Can you please direct me as to which license I need to go for? So with this, he wants to know, because definitely when it comes to these, sponsorship companies or employers who go for this sponsorship license, it's very prevalent, from my observation in the care industry.
Yes.
That's one thing that comes to mind, and of the catering industry.
Yes.
So I think question is also another thing. I've never even thought of that.
So in terms of licenses, I know a lot of us will be used to our old system of applying for work permit visa. So for instance, you've applied for tier 2 visa, and those that came as students will be used to the tier 4 visa. So of course we are used to that old system, tier 2, tier 4 visa. And then of course with this new immigration points-based system, it's quite similar to our previous tier 2, tier 1, tier 5 kind of visa routes. But this is more specific in terms of the jobs. And so you have the skilled worker routes, you have the route for health and care visas, you have the routes for those that are seasonal workers, you have the routes for those that are ministers of religion, for instance, you have the route for creative workers and creative people. And then you have like those that are intra-company workers. So maybe there's a company here that has a global office in another country, and the workers can travel to
Right.
and from each company. And so there is that intra-company visa route as well. And so in Kobe's case, of course, he's a car mechanic business. He's thinking, what kind of license am I applying for? And of course, when it comes to the licenses that are available, it is for those that are workers or those that are temporary workers. So before I was talking about HGV drivers coming up until February, those are temporary workers.
Yes.
And then you have those that are actual workers under either the skilled worker route or the intra-company route or the creative route or even the sports route. And then you also have the ministers of religion. So those are the people that come under the worker route. And then you have the temporary worker route. So there's those two categories, the worker route and the temporary worker route, where you'll be either taking on that person on a temporary basis, either for some few months or up to a year or up to 2 years. And so those temporary worker routes are routes that will not necessarily be routes that are permanent or will not be looking to take on that person for a long period of time. And so depending on what the role of that person will be, I would say that he's somebody who is employing somebody under a specific job occupation route. So yes, if that job is a job that he's offering as a suitable job because that job is listed on the government's website as an eligible occupation, then of course, if he's applying for the license, he's saying that he wants that person to come on a permanent basis. He's not just looking for a temporary person, unless he is saying that he just wants somebody on a temporary basis. So if he's looking for somebody to come on that permanent basis, he will be applying for a worker license. So he will be applying for somebody who will be coming to work as a skilled worker or coming to work in any of the categories that I have mentioned. And so, of course, the worker route may be the best route for him if he's looking for somebody on the long term basis, whereas the temporary worker route might be for somebody who is coming on the short term basis. So, depending on the role and the activities to be carried out, yes, he can say to himself, I am going for somebody on the long term basis. So I hope this helps answer his question.
Right. Lawyer Eunice, is there a fixed number of people you can sponsor at a time per employer or business?
Not necessarily. Of course, if you have the money, first of all, when it comes to you saying that you are employing somebody from outside of the UK, like I was saying before, you should be able to pay that person a certain salary. So if you have that amount of money to pay that person on that specific salary, and you will be able to pay for the immigration's skills charge for each of those employees, then of course there shouldn't be any cap. I know that there were caps in terms of certain jobs in its entirety in regards to how many jobs they would take on within a given year on the government's website. But they are trying to minimize this a lot for those within the health and care sector. So they're trying to remove that cap system basically and make it easier for employers to employ people from outside of the UK. And so there isn't necessarily a cap on it right now because they've now released this new guidance as of 26th of August that they want to take that cap system off. So that is also a good thing for most employers who are looking to employ as many people as they can. But of course, we are looking at people who will be paid a salary and who also have to have that immigration skills charge paid to the Home Office every year. So yeah, those are the only restrictions or limitations if you were to apply for more employees outside of the UK.
Okay. And Lion, is it so the salary, is it supposed to match the current going rate for a particular position,
So
or can it be slightly lower?
yeah,
Or
so
you
I
want
was
to target the minimum wage?
yeah, so in terms of for instance, somebody who is working within the health and care sector, because that sector is known to be under the shortage occupation list. So those sectors are usually in high demand. And so, of course, if you're working within that sector and they have a job going and they are saying to you, well, we can't pay you what is actually on that going rate for the job market, but we can pay you something which is slightly manageable. And so if it's something
Yeah.
that, of course, is within 80% of the job market rate, then of course it will meet the salary levels that the government is looking for. So depending on the job, and of course the fact that you're a graduate. So if you're a graduate and you've now joined the workforce and you are actually raring to go, the government have said your employer can pay you 70% less than what they would pay a normal person within the job market. And so those are things that at least employers can look out for. And also in terms of the immigration skills charge, if you are employing somebody who is switching from a student visa or who has applied onto the intra-company graduate route, you wouldn't have to pay that immigration skills charge. And that's also a good thing for employers. If you are looking to employ those that have come as students or have switched from the student route or are inter-company graduate visa holders, then you wouldn't have to pay that immigration skills charge. And I know there are quite a few others that will be exempted as well. So that's also something good that employers can look forward to.
Okay. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've just joined us and wondering what is going on here, you are at the right place at the right time. And this is the Legal Hour Show, BWF Solicitors, here at Heritage TV. I'm your host, Vicky Newton, with our regular guest, Mrs. Eunice Achampa, who's a partner at BWF Solicitors. She's here with us today to discuss the topic, step-by-step approach to apply for a sponsorship license as an employer or business. If you would like to contribute to the program or just comment, like you are enjoying the program and learning a lot from it, we would like to hear from you how you are, benefiting from this program as well. So please send in your questions, send in your comments, and if you prefer that you want to speak to myself or Lawyer Eunice live on the show, you can do so on 0744 8619 711. The number again is 0744 8619 711. Right, let me go to some of the questions I've got. Yes, I've got one from Funky. She says, hi, you guys are looking lovely. Love your show. Thank you, Funky. She said, I run a care and security business here in the UK. And I have been looking at getting employees from abroad. as the demand for care workers and nurses within the health and care industry has increased. I need help applying for the sponsorship license. What documents will I need? By
So usually when people like this come to us, what they want to know is, what do I need to apply for the license? They don't want to know about anything else but what documents they need. And so, of course, if you are looking to apply and you think that your business is an eligible business, like in the case of Funke, who has care agency and also security agency as well. Of course, you can put your details down and then I will contact you after if you need any help whatsoever. In terms of the documentation, there is what we call the Appendix A of the immigration rules, and it gives at least 4 different tables from which an eligible business or an employer can provide documents when making the application. So, as she is saying that she has a care business, of course, when it comes to the care sector, for instance, when you're making the application, they're looking to see if the company is the head company. So, there are companies that have subsidiaries or they have other companies under them. And so, if you are the head company and you want to include the other companies under the head company, you can do so within the application process. And then, of course, it will be looking to see whether this company also is a registered company which is regulated by anybody. So, for instance, I know that most care homes are regulated by this what they call the care regulation, yes, service. So, of course, if you are regulated, then of course you have a registration number, and that registration number will be the number that will be given to the home office in terms of the application process, and they can do their background check in terms of that. If, for instance, your company or your business is not really a regulated business, there are other supporting documents that you can provide. They do state that you can provide at least 4 documents out of the tables that they will give. I know that, of course, most companies or businesses or employers who may not be regulated will be registered with HMRC. So every company, for instance, is registered with Companies House. If you're a business, and of course, in her case, she's got a care agency and she's got a security agency. I am very sure that they will be registered with Companies House. And so, yes, you will have to provide your registration with Companies House. And as a business, you will have your own accountant who will have your annual reports done. You will have what they call the UTR number for HMRC purposes. And so you will have all these documentations. And I know if you're a business as well, you will have your PAYE reference if you're employing other people. And so all of these documentations can be provided. There are some businesses who have agreements or they have their own, should I say, members of association and all of those other documentations to show what the whole role of the business is. So these are all different types of documents that can be provided in terms of the application process. And in her case, if she wants to provide her accountant's report for that given year, she can provide that. She can provide evidence of her HMRC registration. If she obviously is a vatable company, which I believe she is, because most of these services have to be charged VAT. She will provide that. She can provide that information as well. Um, she can also provide her company's house registration as well. Um, Evidence of the fact that the property is probably owned by them. So wherever their offices are, if it's owned by them, she can provide those documentations to show that it's either owned or leased or currently being rented by themselves. And so these are all examples of documentation or evidence that she can provide with the application.
Funke followed up with a second question saying, you mentioned the need to have 3 main management roles. Would it be appropriate if one person handles all 3 roles?
In terms of the managerial role, so of course, when it comes to the authorizing officer, so usually you have the authorizing officer, the key contact person, and the level 1 user. So when you obviously want to put somebody within those roles, they usually look to see if you can get somebody within the company itself, especially for the authorizing officer who has to be a competent and senior person. They want to know that this person is authorized and is also competent in managing the staff and in managing employees that will be coming from outside and managing supervisors and the rest of it. So that person has to be somebody from within the company. If you talk about the key contact person who will be the one responsible for liaising with the Home Office and with the employee coming from outside the UK, that person can be somebody from the company itself. But if it is not, then it means that it has to be somebody within an HR agency within the UK, or it can be a legal representative. Of course, that has to be said that, of course, that person who is going to be the level 1 user, who is going to take care of the day-to-day running of the business and the sponsorship license, that person as well can be somebody from outside of the company, but that person has to be somebody who will have close contact with the authorizing officer within the company. The Home Office are sure that you can offer that role to as many people as you want. So it doesn't just have to be one person holding that key role. You can offer it to as many people. If you're a small business, you may not have the money to hire people out of your company. So it might be just that one person who is the authorizing officer, who is the key contact person, and who is also the level 1 user, because you don't have the resources to employ people to do the other 2 roles. So that's fine. You can have one person do all the 3 roles, but maybe for other companies that are big enough, they might need an HR agency or a legal representative to take on the key contact role and the level 1 user role. Yeah.
All right. Now, Eunice, if you've got any questions from the PWF platform, because I think I'm done with mine from my end.
Let me just quickly check. I think most people have just commented, but they are not asking any questions as of now.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Okay. So then let us quickly, since we've probably exhausted all our questions from our viewers, let's acknowledge those who are on the platform. I'll just do a few. It will be, I think I'll have to say hi to Temidayo Clement and Mrs. Helena Kiwumi and Robert Asare. If I'm not able to mention your name, please forgive me. I can only do a few. So, Lawyer Eunice.
Yes.
Over to you.
So, yes, we have been discussing about businesses, employers, companies who are in the UK and are looking to employ other people from outside of the UK. And of course, it is one of those things that we are now looking to do because we've probably lost a lot of the workforce that were here from the EU. But we know that now that we have this immigration points based system, we can employ people from within the EU and outside of the EU. And if you're an employer in the UK and you want to employ somebody from outside of the UK, the Home Office is saying you can apply for a sponsorship license. Once you know that the role that you are offering to that person is a job which is under our list of eligible occupations, you can go ahead and apply for a sponsorship license. You should be able to show that the people who will be managing these systems are not in breach of any immigration offenses or conditions whatsoever. And you should also not be people that are bankrupt or have committed fraudulent activities or even had a previous license revoked in the last 12 months. If you want to make the application as well, you should be aware that as an employer, you will be having those managerial roles for those people that will be coming from outside of the UK to work. And so you should know that you will have responsibilities in terms of having an authorizing officer. You will have to have a key contact person who will liaise between the Home Office and the employee, and also a level one user who will be carrying out the day to day activities of managing these employees. And so, of course, you should have some sort of knowledge in terms of what it would require for an employee to come outside of the UK. They would have to meet different qualification levels, they would have to meet salary levels, they would also have to meet certain job specification requirements. And so you will need somebody who will be well versed in those areas. And once you've decided to offer that person a job, you should then be able to grant that person a certificate of sponsorship, which means that they will have a certificate which says that they've been offered this job for a certain period in time, and then they will also have their salary levels, the role that they will be able to come and obviously take on whilst in the UK. And that in itself would mean that as an employer, you should have the funds to be able to pay that salary level and also pay what we call an immigration skills charge. Once you have shown that you are good to go, you can make your application, making sure that you have placed all the documentation that the Home Office requires. And so they say provide at least four documentations that they can use in terms of the application. There will be some companies like local authorities that would not have to provide certain documentation. So they will be exempt, and there are certain financial companies and local authorities that don't have to provide for documentations like other employers or other businesses. But most employers and most businesses will have to provide at least four different documentation when they make the application. And so usually this will be documentation to show that maybe you are registered with a regulated body, or you are registered with HMRC, you are vatable, you've got accountants that are doing your annual reports. It's different requirements for different companies. And of course, depending on the license that you are requesting for or you are applying for, they would then go ahead and offer you that specific license in regards to what you have applied for. And so, yes, as long as you have in mind that you are able to meet the financial requirements in terms of paying that person a good salary, paying the immigration skills charge, and then adding whichever supporting documents that are necessary to you making your application, you can go ahead to make the application and submit it with the required fee. And so, depending on whether you're a small business or a large business, the fee that will be due will depend. And so either you are paying a fee of at least £546, or you are paying a fee which is over £1,400. And then you also have to pay for the license itself, which is £199. And then also for the salaries and the immigration skills charge. So yes, it is quite a simple process to follow, as long as you know that you have the right skill sets for the job that you are looking to get somebody to fill. You should be able to make the application process as simple as possible.
Okay. Well, Eunice, if someone watching us would like to contact you to help them put in such an application, would you please give us your details?
Yes. So, as Vicky mentioned, I am a solicitor and partner at BWS Solicitors. We are in London, Seven Sisters. Our offices is situated at the fourth floor of Anna House, and this is 214 to 218 of Tottenham High Road, London. Our postcode is N154NP. So N154NP. Our offices are open from Monday to Friday from 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. And our main office number is 0208 493 7340. So it's 0208 493 7340. And if you want to call outside of office hours, my main contact number is 075 35 81 3910. So it's 075 35 81 3910.
All right. Eunice, thank you so much for today. I believe that our viewers have also learned a lot. If you joined us in the middle of this show, you can watch the repeat on our Facebook pages at BWS Solicitors Facebook page and Heritage TV Facebook page. You have the recorded version there. And as Lawyer Eunice gave her details, she's there to, take you through the steps and make sure that your application is successful. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the program. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, BWS Solicitors, your number one law firm, Victon Estates Limited, and Eagle Heights International School. Until we come your way again next week, we say goodbye and take care of yourself. See you next week.
Based in London, we are a dynamic, award-winning firm specializing in a range of legal services, including family law, matrimonial law, immigration, dispute resolution, Ghanaian customary and family law. At BWF, our solicitors are pleased to offer high-quality legal representation at competitive rates. Our senior partner, Bernardo Wusu, has over 29 years' experience as a lawyer in the UK. BWF solicitors provide independent and practical legal assistance for all kinds of family matters, such as childcare, contested and uncontested divorce, and injunctions for domestic violence. Our childcare and family team appreciate the issues facing you in this difficult time, which is why we offer confidential advice delivered in a sensitive manner. Our senior partner is an accredited member of the Law Society Family Law Accreditation Panel, which guarantees expert representation in all family and matrimonial cases. Are you seeking advice on immigration-related matters? At BWF Solicitors, our immigration team are experts in dealing with everything from general immigration to complex immigration work permits, arranging student visas, as well as entry clearance visas, family visas, and appeals. Our senior partner is an accredited member of the Law Society Immigration Accreditation Panel, which guarantees expert representation. Our office is open from 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday to Friday, and on Saturdays by appointment only from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We are located at 4th floor Anna House, 214 to 218 Tottenham High Road, London, N15 4NP, just a short walk from Seven Sisters Underground. Our senior partner, Bernardo Wusu, is also a qualified barrister and a member of the Ghana Bar Association. He has acted as an expert in court cases involving aspects of Ghanaian law. He has also advised local authorities, the official solicitor's office, and other solicitors on the intricacies of Ghanaian law, and is a regular contributor on the radio and TV on matters concerning Ghanaian law.